We love it, but we don't buy it. This is a review of the OnePlus Buds Pro 2. Goedendag weer DHRME.
Do hurry, review, making exciting.
We're gonna have to start with the worst things about these buds, the fit and the comfort. Usually we have one of two scenarios. The buds are comfortable, no pain, but it's a bit loose in the ear, or the fit is great, things are penetrating, gripping, never falling out, but causing discomfort and soreness. Well, the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 are weird. They're neither comfortable nor do they have a secure fit. And we're not sure why, because this was also the case with the first generation for us. Maybe it's the rather chunky plastic at the end of the stem or our super svelte ears, but whatever be the reason, we had to point this out. It's a real shame because these buds are great for so many other reasons. So if you have medium or small ears, we're not sure we'd recommend these earbuds.
While we're on the build, let's just say that we really like the slim case. There's a single Apple-style LED that breathes a color for battery status. OnePlus was also one of the earliest buds to have water resistance on the case, and this generation is no different, IPX4. The buds themselves are even better with dust resistance at IP55. In addition to being pocketable, we really like the color choices. The obsidian black color we have here reminds us a lot of the OG OnePlus One phone's sandstone black. The texture isn't grippy and rough as that was, but it's a nice color nonetheless. The biggest bummer on these buds is the fact that the battery life isn't rated very highly. It's rated at 6 hours with ANC on, with an additional 19 hours from the case. But, and this is a big but, that rating is using the AAC codec at 50% volume. But of course, these earbuds utilize another high quality codec, which we'll come to in the sound section. When we tested these earbuds using that codec without noise cancelling at 50% volume, we lost 30% battery in 2 hours. If your math ain't great, what we're trying to say is that you're actually looking more at 6 hours without ANC. Oh, and a quick side note, we did not receive these earbuds from OnePlus or test them with a OnePlus phone, but other devices. Alright, battery life isn't great, but that's probably because of the killer noise cancelling, right? Well...
We were kind of hoping for more on the ANC and transparency, guys, and you know what? It does very well with low-end sounds, but when lower frequencies like engine hum are cancelled out, the mid and higher frequencies can end up sounding more prominent due to not having any competition, and that unfortunately seems to be the case here. Every time I use ANC in a real life situation, where there were voices, a cafe, a bus, or an office, it felt like the voices were clearly audible, which is a bigger distraction than the constant hum of an AC unit, which you can kind of tune out. So don't expect to buy these and not hear anything. But to be fair, this has to do more with our expectations, because if you're someone who's never used ANC before, or you're always going to play music at whichever volume, or you just want to drown out the bus engine, you're gonna be fine. Overall, we'd put the ANC at the start of tier B. When it comes to transparency, it's definitely on the usable side, but voices still felt a bit muffled overall. Interestingly, the lower end sounds do get reduced a bit. To give it a relative rating, we put it in tier A, but towards the end of tier A. It's not as good as the Sennheiser Momentum 3 or Sony's LinkBuds S for transparency, but better than the Oppo Enco X2. Interestingly, you can get very comparable transparency performance on a sub $100 set of buds, the Earfun Air Pro 3. Check out our full review here for details on that great product. So overall, not amazing transparency, but very usable in a pinch.
And a pinch is literally how you control these buds. With the squeeze on the stem, we are massively disappointed that OnePlus deemed us unworthy of stroking its stems to control our volume. It's quite disappointing that there's no volume controls on these buds. You're basically just getting media controls and ANC control. The customization is also very limited with only game mode and voice assistants that you can configure. Probably the most limited control scheme we've used recently, and it feels like OnePlus is holding back for some reason here.
And when it comes to sound, well, we wanted to love it. It's just that these were super boring. Okay, let's back up a bit here. First off, these come with a 11mm and a 6mm driver that utilizes liquid crystal polymer diaphragms. What does that mean? Okay, moving on to the software side of it. These are best used with the latest LHDC codec. Luckily for us, we have a Nothing Phone 1 that supports LHDC, so we are covered there. Weirdly, it used LHDC version 3 instead of a higher version, even though the phone itself could support version 5. Anyway, let's talk about the basics. These sound quite underwhelming at lower volumes. I mean, look at these two graphs. Very similar, right? At lower volumes, Busy Music sounds all mushed up together. I really wish they took into account the Fletcher-Munson curve, or whatever they want to call it, to compensate for frequencies at lower volumes. In addition to that, the stock tuning, again at lower volumes especially, is nothing spectacular, but where these really start to shine are at higher volumes. Once we cross like 30 or 40%, these really open up. The features for sound like custom ear scanning called Golden Sound work quite well. This is the same Hey Melody app as the Oppo Enco X2, remember? And we really like the choices and flexibility it gives you, shady permissions notwithstanding. We did delve into the permissions a bit and we didn't find anything too out of the ordinary. It is not at the Edifier level of awfulness, but it's still asking for quite a few permissions. And what about the Dynaudio preset? Well, not a major fan. However, unlike on the Oppo Enco X2, what you do get is a custom 5-band EQ and the bass wave slider that lets you adjust the bassiness of the presets. Need some water. Oh look, this is the DHRME bottle that you can now buy at shop.dhrme.nl.
There's a good amount of sub bass and the mids sounded good, even though they were a bit recessed. The upper treble sounds a bit on the sharper side, but isn't really sibilant. So overall, it sounds very good, except for that problem at lower volumes we mentioned. Another strange thing we noticed on the Samsung phone with AAC was that adjusting volume at one point just suddenly jumped. So at one volume stop, you're at low volume, and the next one is way louder. Nothing in between. Weird. We found this annoying enough to ditch using these earbuds for music. Maybe it's an issue with our specific model, the Z Flip 4, but we thought we'd mention it anyway. So yeah, in general, these buds can do sound good, but we had a few issues with them.
When people start a company, they want to build on all the open platforms, API, the open internet, use all the standards that were developed, and then they want to make money. And once they make money, they'll happily build their own little ecosystems and fiefdoms. And OnePlus is getting into that action as well, with OnePlus specific features like a 54 millisecond low latency mode and spatial audio, which are exclusive to the OnePlus 11 at launch. Look, we understand why companies want to do this, but it's not great for us as consumers who want to buy the best device for the job. But you know what? You at least get Zen Air mode, because that's what you really need, and neck health reminders. Oh wait, that's not yet there, it's coming. All right, moving on.
Alright folks, let's take those 3 mics on each earbud and all the AI magic to make the popsicles pop, icicles ice, and test it.
Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3.
What do you guys think? We thought the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 held its own in both the noisy as well as the windy conditions. In the noisy environment, you could hear the cars creating a sort of whooshing sound, but Rohan's voice was still audible and loud. In the windy test, you could hear a bit of the wind, but again, the voice was loud and clear. These seem like a good pick for phone calls. And speaking of call controls, the Fuckman would be a bit disappointed with these earbuds. It's really basic. Answer and hang up is all you get. No customization. But luckily, you can change noise cancelling mode while in a call, which is great. Fuckman out.
In the connectivity department, the OnePlus supports Google's Fast Pair, and you can connect it to 2 devices at the same time. It worked well, and we tested it with a Samsung phone, a Nothing phone, and a MacBook. Just pause on one device and play on another. It was quite reliable, no weird stutters and things like that. The app also shows you the 2 devices that you're currently connected to, but it's just a list. You can't interact with the list in any way to disconnect or reconnect. For that, you're going to have to use the button on the case. But the best part is that if you've paired with more than 2 devices, you can simply pull connection from a previously paired device, an invaluable option for those of us who use more than just 2 devices on the daily, like me. And these buds automatically pause or play music based on whether they're in your ear or not. And it works well, but weirdly, there's no way to disable that wear sensor, so it's always going to do it whether you want to or not.
And after all that, is the OnePlus the one to add to your collection? Is it worth your hard-earned dough? So objectively, these are solid earbuds. There are many reasons to buy them in 30 seconds. A very capable app if you can get used to those permissions, decent ANC and transparency, a very sleek and pocketable case, great connectivity options with dual device and the ability to pull connections, great sound in medium to higher volumes, and phone calls work very well in noisy and windy environments.
But wireless earbuds are such personal devices, like this cap and like this hoodie, which you can buy on shop.dhrme.nl, actually touch your body at all times, the wireless earbuds I mean, and so they need to fit well, and unfortunately that wasn't the case for us. In addition, the not great battery life, limited touch controls, codecs, features locked to a OnePlus phone, and average performance at lower volume levels means that the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 just aren't our cup of chai. You might love it, I mean, heck, we love it, but we just wouldn't buy it. I mean, we did buy it, but it was for the review because it was not sent to.
It's not you, it's us.
And we've been DHRME. Namaste.
The texture isn't...
Overall, and when it comes to sound,
But